What's going on, everybody? We back at it again. Another episode of Dot Connect Wednesdays, but this time it's on a Thursday, November 2nd. Steve and I's in the building. This topic is going to be the Wall Street crypto takeover. So on this episode, we're gonna rock you guys out and show you the connections between cryptocurrency in this space and as well as these big giant behemoths in the stock market world. So we're gonna show you how these guys intermingle. We're gonna show you what's to come. All right. Steve, you want to open up for him?
No, go ahead and you can jump in.
All right. So on this journey, right? We started to notice, and this isn't new, right? But this is what a lot of people seem to miss. So in the crypto world, there's a lot of partnerships and implementation that goes on that happens, and it's a lot of times not reported. You don't hear about it in the mainstream news, or you may not hear about it through normal channels. You actually have to do some deep dives. And when you guys start the deep dive the way we do, you get into muddy waters. So the partnerships and the use cases, they literally jump out at you. So I'm gonna walk you guys through two of them that I think that are really really incredible. So one is going to be Bank of New York Mellon, right? So Bank of New York Mellon is the oldest American bank. It was founded June 9th of 1784 by Alexander Hamilton. And I know that name should ring bells because everybody on this call who's touched some money, the $10 bill, that's the gentleman that I'm referring to, right? So their New York Stock Exchange ticker is BK, Bravo Kilo. All right. And right now they're at $44.21 a share. So what Bank of New York Mellon does, they're big in derivatives, securities, institutional and retail services for retail and institutional investors. They deal in custody and estate planning as well. So one key thing to note with Bank of New York Mellon is they're a member of the ISDA. And what that is the International Swaps and Derivatives Association. And this is a 1.2 quadrillion dollar market.
Shit.
Right. Perfect timing, Greg. So it is again 1.2 quadrillion. This is bigger than billions, bigger than trillions. Now we're talking quadrillions, right? So when it comes to derivatives, this association is literally dominating that space. So they're up there with Vanguard, JP Morgan, and there's a big key player as of August 7th, 2023, that just joined, right? And I'm going to walk you guys through something, why this matters, why this is important. So one of my favorite cryptocurrencies I always tell you guys about, right? XRP. The company that utilizes XRP in their services is Ripple. As you all know, right now, Ripple is undergoing a lawsuit, but they've already been deemed it's not XRP is not a security, etc. Right? So now you're going to start to see a lot of institutional guys as well as retail guys. They're going to get behind this cryptocurrency and this company, right? Because what they specialize in is cross-border payments and remittances. But another area that they're dwelling in is derivatives. So when we talk about derivatives, this is a giant market. So even to come in and seize 1% of the swaps in derivatives and in securities is major, right? So I want to show you guys not only is that partnership extremely important because it shows you the future of what Ripple is working on, right? And it shows you the association that they're partnered with. Now, I'm going to show you guys something from 2016. So Bank of New York Mellon released a document, and I'm actually going to share this with you guys. So they released a document, and again, this was in 2016, many years ago. We're now in 2023. Y'all got to feel me on this one, because now this is when I get hyped. I start to get in my bag a little bit. All right. Can everybody see my screen? Steve, give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you can hear me.
No, you're good. Ripple proof of concept.
I bet. So here you're looking at the modernization of payments and collections, right? This again, 2016, page 8. I'm gonna scroll down. And what they were doing was they were showing people ahead of time that one, blockchain technology, distributed ledger tech, and just cryptocurrency in itself, this market is still emerging. But on the early side, these are the big players that's coming in and are actually starting to implement and function within the space of cryptocurrency. They were interested, and then now, as they create these documents, they want to be able to show their retail investors and the institutional guys that, hey, we're interested. We're about to leave our footprint. We're building our foundation, and this is what we feel is going to happen. So here, just on this document, you see big players. You've got Ripple, of course. You've got blockchain, Bitcoin, of course, Venmo. You've got Alipay, Square, DocuSign, PayPal, Amazon, Google Wallet. So all of these are big payment processors and big players that already operate in their own space. But when they merge with cryptocurrency, they become disruptors, right? So now I'm going to show you guys page 8. This was an actual proof of concept showing how Bank of New York Mellon would operate if they utilize Ripple technology. We're talking about payment communication, quoting process. We're talking about transaction settlement, 3 to 5 seconds. We're talking about ledger-based blockchain tech, which is the XRP ledger in this case. We're talking about cross-border payments and the fees of how low it would be and the benefits of using Ripple's proof of concept. Now, guys, just so you don't think I ain't come with the receipts, what does it say? 2016, Bank of New York Mellon Corporation. So not only did they create this, this was years in the making. So when you have present day time, these frivolous lawsuits that exist, this was only to slow down the progress and the implementation that the rest of the world is going to use. Ripple is huge when it comes to banks, and you're starting to see these huge behemoths on the stock side and all other financial realms. They're starting to partner with cryptocurrency, and they're showing you ahead of time. So that was in 16. So that's 7 years ago. So just imagine the upgrades and all the things that they've been working on ever since. And that's just one example, right? So now I'm also going to show you guys proof. Here's another receipt showing that Ripple joined the ISDA, 1.2 quadrillion. And look at the players that is running alongside: JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Bank of New York Mellon. This was as of August 7th, this year, 2023. Come on, guys. You have to understand what we're up against. People will tell you all day cryptocurrency is a scam. But if cryptocurrency was a scam, why would these big dogs be right here lining up right alongside with them, implementing their technology and all the advances and advantages of using distributed ledger tech? This is the future. Crypto is right now. So everybody's still stuck on the stock side. Of course, you can make your money over there. You can have your fun over there. But this is where it's at. It gets no better than this. All right. So next, I want to walk you guys through my second partnership. The second one is BlackRock. So BlackRock, their ticker is BLK. And right now they're operating at about $636 a share as of today, right? Now, BlackRock, for those of you who do not know, is the world's largest asset manager with just under 10 trillion in assets under management. And that's as of June 30th this year, right? So there has been everybody that's on this call. I know you guys follow cryptocurrency, of course, because of Skyton. So what we were making sure you guys were abreast of was the Bitcoin ETF, right? That was called the IBLC, the iShares blockchain and tech ETF. Now, the company behind that was BlackRock. So BlackRock, first things first, they are the world's largest asset manager. Understand that. That's not just domestic. That's not just here in the United States. This is a global company. And what they do is they manage assets. We're talking real estate. We're talking commodities. We're talking about derivatives, all things BlackRock covers, right? BlackRock has been huge in the space about what they're planning on doing when it comes to cryptocurrency. They are going to start to tokenize assets, real world assets. So all of these assets that they control globally means that we're about to have a huge shift in the way that we all transact and operate, especially when it comes to institutional guys. The key thing to note on this Bitcoin ETF is that they are going to be the ones who start this huge tsunami of money that flows into the space. The reason being is because BlackRock, again, being the world's largest asset manager, they're huge. So when you have a behemoth like BlackRock who comes into this space and they show interest in this emerging tech, in this emerging industry, it is going to lay the land for everybody else to want to jump into this space. So everybody who was patiently waiting on the sidelines, kind of towing that line, not really wanting to jump in yet, they were waiting for a big dog to kind of lead the charge. Here you have it. So first things first is the ETF. So with this ETF, the main focus was to expand and scale the use of blockchain technology and merge it with the same traditional methods that they have now of securing and custodying assets. So this particular ETF was focused on Bitcoin. So when they focus on Bitcoin, of course, they're going to have Bitcoin in their fund. This means they already have to purchase and have Bitcoin readily available. So one, because it has not been approved yet, understand that we are on the cusp of something huge. There is going to be a lot of volume, a lot of money that is going to pour into cryptocurrency, and it's going to start with Bitcoin. But understand, if you truly know how cryptocurrency works, Bitcoin has the highest market cap. It has the highest market dominance. So anytime big money flows into the space, you know that most of the other cryptocurrencies, I think there's about almost 26,000 other cryptocurrencies right now. They are particularly coupled with Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin rises, the rest of the market rises as well, right? Now, certain coins, it's good to note, so certain coins are going to decouple from that. But to stay on track, just know when Bitcoin's price goes up, the rest of the cryptocurrency market space is going to go up as well. With that being said, they are now, after they get approved, they already have to have their Bitcoin. But they are already starting to show interest in other coins like XRP. And again, I'm not advocating for XRP. I'm just telling you that these guys are not just focused on one cryptocurrency. They're interested in the entire space and the way that it can improve what they're doing and how it can scale and make them even more profitable. That's what this game is all about. So when these big dogs are coming in, their biggest focus is how do we get in? How do we build our foundation? How do we make our footprint? How do we scale and make ourselves way more profitable? So this is what I was excited about. This came out September 15th, right? So not too long ago. It tells you here, world's largest asset manager, 9 trillion, just under 10. And it tells you that they're going to shift their focus from Bitcoin, the leading digital currency, to XRP, known for its payment protocol. So when we've been giving y'all these gems and telling y'all the reasons why a lot of these companies are going to come in, they're going to go with the brand notoriety, which is first things first. It's always Bitcoin, right? Then they're going to start to shift and go right into places that they know is going to help them tremendously shift from the old way to the new financial system. This is what we've been preparing you guys for the longest. So I truly hope you guys been paying attention. All right. So boom, we got the Bitcoin ETF out the way. Here's another thing I want you guys to know. So with this iBlock shares, the iShares blockchain and tech ETF, they chose Coinbase custody to be the custodian for all of their cryptocurrency holdings. So this means they're going to have Coinbase use Coinbase Prime to actually hold all of the cryptocurrency that they have, right, through this ETF. Now, this is going to be huge because it's going to take away some of the risk of a company, whether it be retail or institutional, having to actually hold the asset. It's going to be held through Coinbase, right? Now, you ask yourself, if you didn't know anything about crypto, who is Coinbase? Coinbase is the #1 cryptocurrency exchange with the simplest ease of use for a beginner coming into the space. So for all retail guys, whenever you want to get into crypto, the #1 notoriety brand that you kind of fixate on is Coinbase. So now you have another way to usher in mass adoption. This was strategic. They didn't just shake the dice and say, all right, we're just going to go with, let's just pick Coinbase. No, this was strategic. We're on the cusp of a big influx of capital and money that's going to come into the space. So you need a place that is going to, one, position you greatly when it comes to retail investors, right? As mass adoption happens. And of course, as institutional guys come in, they have to have a safe harbor that they feel like is going to be a good place to plant their money, their capital, and hold their assets. This is huge. So through institutional guys, they use a company called Aladdin. So Aladdin is like the software that was created by BlackRock to be able to use all of their technology that they've already been using and their products. It all funnels through Aladdin, right? And Aladdin is the I want to say the glue between BlackRock and institutional guys. So you got Coinbase Prime and you've got Aladdin. Aladdin also is going to be part of with Coinbase to do the custody for this ETF. So when this ETF gets approved, it is literally going to cause multiple institutional guys, companies, big dogs with a lot of capital to throw their money into this market because now they're going to feel like they're safe. Now they don't have that same type of risk that they perceived to have before. And it's going to benefit everybody who is in this space already, who is properly positioned. Don't say you were not warned. We did our part. So that's going to wrap up the two that I have. I was going to go into a third one, but I don't want to be long-winded. But Bank of New York Mellon and BlackRock, two big dogs. Stock ticker BK for Bank of New York Mellon, and stock ticker for BlackRock is BLK. Don't say you weren't warned.
Listen, we did a whole thing on ETFs. You guys just got to watch that playback. That breaks it down, way further, so you can understand the magnitude of what, because we gave you all the companies, that are positioned, that have applications in right now. So listen, there's a couple things going on in the chat. There's a guy in New York that asks how to buy XRP. Listen, guys, this is the #1 question that we get with people coming from New York. And I tell them all the time, right? And you can't go on, someone else went in there and said, oh, just go to Uphold. They're not accepting New York residents on Uphold or Coinbase, right? So this is why it's important for you to position yourself with the proper information in crypto, because those are the first two places that most beginners would go to buy cryptocurrency. Okay, so just to clarify that question, and the brother hit me in the background, and he private messaged me, so I gave it, but I want to address it because this is a question for everybody, those who are here now and then those who are online. The issue with when you guys ask that question, it just shows that you haven't fully done your own research, right? This is why a lot of guys fall for a lot of things that they hear online, right? Because if we were to do just a Google search right now to say, where can I buy XRP? The same way you posed the question to me, right? Because what we do at Skyton is we don't want to really give you the information so easily, because what happens is you miss certain steps. How do you protect your XRP? Right? The next time something comes on your screen and these guys are doing these, send the XRP here and we'll send you back 10,000 of them. Like, this is the type of scams that are going on. So there's a bunch of new XRP holders right now that are losing as much XRP as they're buying.
Absolutely.
Because they hear about staking. They don't know what staking really means, but it sounds great, and then you send the stuff over, never to be found again. So we take a systematic approach to understanding cryptocurrency, because in a boot camp, we not only tell you where you can buy the stuff from basic exchanges, but we also give you advanced exchanges, right? So if I'm answering the question, I'm basically shooting myself in the foot, because I have a product out there for you. And I know that there's probably 9 other steps that's associated with actually owning a crypto asset. This is not like having money in the bank and then you're FDIC insured. And if you don't have more than $250,000, you don't have really no worries. And that's what you guys think, right? Until, if everybody makes a run on banks, there's not enough money in that reserve for the FDIC. They only insured up to 3% of all bank holdings. Okay. So I'm telling you guys to get the boot camp, because I know that there's going to be other information that you guys are missing, and I don't want you to lose the ability to protect your crypto assets. Okay. So no, New York, you can't go to Coinbase and you can't go to Uphold. Mm-hmm. There are other exchanges that don't link your they're not really doing KYC where they really care. The only problem is they're not linked to your bank account. So you have to find creative ways to get the money from, let's say, Cash App to that particular account. But what happens? Now, your next question is going to be, well, shit, how do I buy it now? So I'll give you one of them. It's KuCoin. I'll give you another one. It's MEXC. The next question is going to be, now you go down there, MEXC, MEXC, KuCoin, KuCoin. I can give you all of it, but then there's a problem. How do I onboard or on-ramp? Oh, well, Steve, what does on-ramp mean? Oh, okay. So if you don't know how to buy it, how are you going to sell it? You got to know where to off-ramp. You understand? So the same thing with the guys from New York. They're going to have a problem off-ramping until we get regulations and that opens things up. So how would I sell XRP? I would go to another exchange. I would liquidate it on an exchange that I could do business on. Then I would transfer those funds in the form of a stable coin, or even if I transferred it into Bitcoin or whatever, but you better off transfer it into stable, because it's going to stay stable. And then what you do is you take that stable coin and then you send that over to a wallet address somewhere else. That has off-ramp capabilities, meaning it's connected to your bank account. But a lot of this stuff sounds foreign to people because y'all don't want to just take your time. We're only hot in the last 2 weeks because of these ETFs. Because prior to that, it's, crypto is being used to fund wars. Crypto is being used to fund terrorists. This is all you hear. And then prior to that, XRP wins the case in clarity. It's the biggest show we put on that day in our masterclass, only because everybody's worried about the now. You guys need to get out of the now and start to look at the future. You understand? Because the now, they could take the air right out of this situation right now. Bitcoin can go to 100,000 right back down to 30. So this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. So when we price something at $97, it's because we know that we're giving you everything that you need. And we've been back and forth. This product has been $1,000. Nobody blinks an eye. $100, $200. Like it's just so many different levels. So I'm like, even if I gave it out for free, I got guys that have never even opened it for free. So you have to put a price on something and you have to make it valuable. So people are like, listen, this book is worth way more than 97. And I'm like, well, clearly I know that, but we're trying to get a community of people to understand the power of this technology. And you guys just keep falling for the okie doke over and over, no matter what history tells you of what happened in the 90s. This is nothing more than another layer that's going to sit on top of the internet and make things run more smoothly. Because think about it. So Walmart the other day, and that's going to be my first product that I connect. Walmart, nationally, they just had a recall on frozen fruits. So they gave you the brands, right? There was 2 brands. I don't use the brand, so that's the first thing I checked on. But if that doesn't go through, if it doesn't come directly to you, how would you ever know that there's salmonella in your fruits right now, or the particular batch that you bought? We have so many inefficiencies. If you die right now and you have an insurance policy, how much insurance claims go unclaimed after somebody dies? If next of kin doesn't know about it? How many people die in their bank accounts? The funds in the bank accounts go unclaimed because no one knows about it. You guys have to start looking at how inefficient our systems are, right? Information is moving faster than the speed of money. That doesn't work like that because they kind of go hand in hand. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what crypto is doing is it's making things more efficient. And then the best part of crypto that you guys are still not realizing is it puts the power back into regular people's hands. So I made the correlation the other day and I showed you what Warren Buffett himself out of his own mouth, he talked about missing Amazon, missing Google. And it was only because pure ignorance at the end of the day, right? These guys that you're listening to that you think are the smartest guys in the room are also outdated. I remember having a conversation when we did the Black Enterprise situation, and I met with the CEO of Black Enterprise, right? So we're talking. So I'm like, listen, what's the key to this longevity right now with you guys just still being relevant? He was like, listen, if we didn't hire the young people, he said we would have no presence right now. They'll still be trying to print magazines. So this younger generation has their pulse on things. Okay. These other institutional guys, they're following behind. They understand. So these guys have never been tricking you. What they said was, a lot of crypto projects are scams. What you heard was all crypto projects are scams. What they said was the blockchain technology is where you should be looking. That's what they're interested in. You understand? That's what's going to hold information and be able to pull data in real time, because that matters, being able to get to things in real time. So we'll open up a Walmart. So Walmart has a partnership back going to 2019 Walmart China division with VeChain. VeChain, we all know it's supply management, all things, right? So the CEO of VeChain was the CFO of Louis Vuitton. So this guy used to work for Louis Vuitton, and one of the biggest issues with over there was what's the fake bag name for it? Counterfeit.
Counterfeit bags.
Counterfeit is a huge problem for a lot of different industries, right? So this guy creates a technology where you can, and VeChain does a multitude of things, but for the counterfeiting part, they create a chip technology that will go inside of every bag, every piece of jewelry, everything in the world, where you could authenticate if that item is real, where the item came from, right? How many people own the item. So it's similar to a Carfax situation, but in real time. This is where technology is moving. It's affecting companies' bottom line, which in essence, right? Counterfeit, insurance fraud, all of that affects the honest person, okay? Because their rates have to increase due to offset how much money they're paying out in fake claims, okay? And I'm not talking about the people that actually want the fake bags. I'm just telling you that there's systems that are being put in the airport right now to scan counterfeit bags, and they're giving you charges. So there's a future that's being built right in front of your eyes, and you're not even going to know how you're affected by it until you're pulled out of a line. You're like, God damn, what's this about? I didn't even know it was fake, right? So we're talking about being able to validate things in real time. And like Champ told you, everything in the world is going to be tokenized. Your home, your degrees, your just everything, your birth records, all this. Think about it. If the birth record place closes down, these are the people in charge of getting you stuff, and it takes 3 weeks to get a copy of your birth certificate. Is that not deemed inefficient?
Very much so.
At this point, it should already be assigned to me digitally, and I should be able to access it. So all this paper stuff that we're doing right now, paper deeds, paper this, is done. That stuff is dead. There's no more paper shredder businesses anymore like they used to be. Everything moved to the digital space. So what VeChain did with China is they had an issue of locating products within the store. And in China, it was taking 24 hours to be able to locate a product in their system. With VeChain, they could do tens of thousands in 3 seconds, right? Just showing you the efficiency of when you start to put information on a blockchain. So the second part to what VeChain is doing is food management. So when you have outbreaks like this with the food, you can know instantly and identify the customer who purchased it, and then you could send them an instant direct message and say, hey, stop eating that, right? And we could be on this call all day. I can give you a multitude of reasons of case use to why these type of technologies are going to change the way that we do business, because it's life and death. Okay? So you guys are ignoring life and death. Fourth industrial revolution, every single industrial revolution prior to this one has the trigger behind each one is technology. So how do we become let me ask you a question. Put a one in the chat if you think we could advance more in the technology field than where we're already at right now. Artificial intelligence, augmented reality. You see it every day happening right in front of you. You press a button, something opens, right? We're no longer on horse and buggy. Okay, so everybody agrees on it. Why is everybody ignoring the elephant in the room and focusing on industries that are dying? This is the pivotal point that Champ and I have always told you guys about, is when these institutional guys get into the space, you have to be careful because there's no more time left. When they run the price up, if you think Bitcoin at 34,000 or 35,000 is a lot today, if you think XRP at 60 cents is a lot today, because $300 Bitcoin was a lot for me, 500 was a lot, 700, 1,000, and 30 is astronomical, and now I'm buying at $30,000 entries. Because the data I have is telling you that it's going to go to six figures. It's scarce. So what these guys are doing when they say a flight to quality, right? You have to listen to what they're saying. Every single product that they have in their investment firms are tied to the fiat dollar that's failing. So ask yourself, why did JP Morgan just sell off all his stock shares of the company that he's running? Why? That's not an indicator. That's not even insider trading. He sold it. He has every right to sell it. Now, if it tanks the day later, then we talk about something else, but it hasn't tanked. But something's happening. Ask yourself, why are these bank branches closing down? So VeChain is one of those partnerships that I want you guys to pay attention to. And even if it's not VeChain, guys, I'm gonna give you another one. And this is a high level one too. It's Morpheus. Okay, that's data supply. You guys could, if you just watched our YouTube and you just took some notes and then you started to do some research, we gave it all away. We gave it all away if you piece it all together, but it's over a culmination of like hundreds of hours of data and information. So when you invest in Champ and I and Skype and Crypto University, you get time and market. So I don't want to keep going back and forth on what's the value of $97 or what's the value of 2,000. It's life and death. So you got to understand. So that's the good side of it. Imagine the wickedness that goes on with the powers when they hold this blockchain technology against you. VeChain has a partnership with BMW. What do you think that's about? That's not about data management and stuff like that. That's about the car. Okay, so when I purchase a BMW from Champ, I could scan the car with my phone. It's going to tell me if Champ ever painted the car, if the car panels, any original parts that came out the car, real-time data. Because right now, what do? We have to rely on a police report that has to be generated, and then it's put up against the title. That's deeming efficient. That's old. So now you buy a lemon, and then you're upset. The system is inefficient. You didn't do your due diligence, but even if you did, you wouldn't have known a lot of this stuff unless you have the access to it. So what the car makers are going to do is they're going to put all this information on the blockchain. It's important for them. Okay. But here's the downside to that situation. Oh man, it's great. Okay. So now they're going to link your vehicle to your financing company right now in real time. So Champ, if you don't pay for the car in real time, what happens when you go to start the car in the morning, go to work?
Shit won't start.
Okay. Cook. All right. Life and death, because now you can't get to work. How do you eat? You understand? You're starting to go into these grocery stores and now they're asking you to scan QR codes. If you're a person that's just against giving, your fingerprint or whatever the case is, how do you transact at that point? You guys aren't asking enough questions. You're asking me where to buy XRP. How about worrying about digital ID and what that is?
The invisible systems, right?
So going back to the plan 2, the invisible systems, that's another one to go watch. We did a whole masterclass on that situation. What's the price on showing people the future? What's the price tag that we can put on it, things, guys? What do you think that's worth? If somebody showed you the future of an industry that you in and it's failing, and then we showed you other industries that are going to be thriving, and you decided to either make a change or not make a change, what's the price of that? Because I had people that come in like, Steve, I left my job. I'm in cloud security now. That's smart. That's the future. Priceless. Priceless. So we've identified most of our students are 40 plus. Okay. Our new shift is going to be the college students right now, because they're entering a market space the landscape is gonna change. So if I'm in college right now, it's my first year. It probably I have another 3 or 4 years before I enter, my career. These colleges aren't preparing these kids for the future. My kids' school, is not preparing our kids for the future. So y'all still dealing in fiat money, and the schools are still teaching kids how to count change, and there's no change in circulation. Okay. So that's VeChain. Take it for what it's worth. The backup to that is Morpheus. That's a big one. That's actually a 1% I just gave you. All right. So that's Walmart. I dropped in the chat, I dropped a screenshot of one of the patents. They have 17 patents that are crypto related with Walmart, and they have partnerships with Sam's Club also. So you have everything from NFTs to metaverse, you name it. And I know exactly what Walmart's going to do with all this stuff. I know how they're going to transcend their business at the end of the day. That's a conversation for another day. What else should I touch on? Okay, did you see the other screenshot, Champ? You want to just share that one with them? The one with all the companies that have crypto related products on the S&P 500? It's the image.
Gotcha.
So now there's a level of interest, and I knew this day would come. The minute that these guys would start yapping at the mouth about cryptocurrency in a positive way, everybody's going to be lined up, licking their chops, ready to get in. But you guys are trying to FOMO in. You guys don't realize that, listen, there's a wave. There's a bull run now, and then there's going to be what's going to happen in 2025 after the elections, and then there's going to be what's going to happen in 2030. 2030 is where the wealth is going to be made. Champ, how long you been in crypto?
Since 2015.
And then if you had to wait, so you've waited how long so far? And you haven't cashed out on anything yet, right?
Mm-mm.
So how long have you waited to date?
8 years.
And if you add, so 2030, it take us what, another 7 years? How many years is that in total?
15.
Put a 1 in the chat if you have 15 years to wait for wealth to generate for you. And put a 2 if you don't. And let's be honest. The first 8 years, Champ and I gave you time and market. So what's the value of time and market, guys? Somebody drop a price tag of 8 years from 2 professionals in this industry. Give me a price tag of what you think the value of the information is that saves you 8 years of knowledge. What's the value? Now let's put a number on it, because priceless is kind of arbitrary. I can't eat off a priceless. What they got in there, Champ?
Guardia said 100K.
That's fair. I could do something with that.
Flo said $250,000.
Do we even have a product anywhere near that, or that comes to close to even 2% of that price currently? Okay. So I'm losing. There's a disconnect somewhere, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We're charging $97 for something that's packed full of information. Tell me where the disconnect is in this. And I'm not talking to a lot of you guys on this call, because I know you guys are students. Some of you are in the 1% group. But tell me where the disconnect in what we're doing or the value that we're adding. So, Champ, if you could pull that one up, I want to go through it.
The graphic.
Yeah. You have it?
I'll drop it again.
No, I want you to share the screen so they can have it up while I'm talking. Yeah. Does anybody know what Starbucks does? What line of business Starbucks is in? And drop it in the chat. Thank you. These are guys that are paying attention. So if you say coffee, you're wrong, right? That's just that's what's creating the addiction. Starbucks is a bank. Does anybody know what airlines specialize in? What are airlines?
Banks.
Okay. Every time you're on a flight, they're trying to sell you what?
Credit card.
Okay. So let's go right into MasterCard then. So the graphic that Champ has up right now, you're looking at over this. These are the top 25 companies, right? The largest stocks on the S&P 500, right? There's 25, the top 25. 11 of them are already in cryptocurrency. Okay. To some form or fashion, they're already positioned for cryptocurrency. What you guys are waiting for, you're waiting on mass adoption. You already have wallets. You just don't know it. Apple what? Wallet.
Wallet. Mm-hmm.
Right? And then the other word for wallet that they're using now is Pay. Samsung Pay, this Pay. That's a wallet at the end of the day, guys. So because what it does is not linked to your actual physically where your bank account is. It's sitting somewhere else. You understand? So when you guys are preloading that money to Starbucks and you're prepaying to buy coffee in the future, they're just giving it to you in a form of credit. You know what they're doing with your cash at that point? They're making money on that cash.
Absolutely.
Liquid money. People are just giving you money. They're not even buying the product yet. How great of a business is that? So MasterCard, I'm going to share this situation with you guys. So just let this sink in, guys. Every company on this particular diagram right here is already poised in position in cryptocurrency. And this is, and the thing about cryptocurrency you have to remember, guys, is it's not local. This is international. You know, so when you're talking about Larry Fink, come on, there's guys around the world, around the globe that will run circles around these guys.
Yeah.
And then the one thing I would give you guys and tell you guys to follow is start following Dubai and their integration of cryptocurrency. Start seeing the blockchain that they're about to institute there. That's going to include a bag of ETFs, right? And then what's happening with America is we're losing the stronghold on the innovation of the technology. This is why you've seen the high net worth individuals taking shelter in Puerto Rico. This is why you're seeing dual citizenship happening in different countries that are crypto friendly. So start to look at the crypto friendly states. You understand? Because New York's not crypto friendly. My brother who was on there that asked about New York, you know how many guys I know that went to Atlanta or different states to get IDs just so they can transact in crypto? And they're not buying 61 cent XRP entries. I taught them. They got in at 20 cents. Champ taught them. They got in at 10 cents. Because I can go further back from before we were actually formally teaching 7 cent, 2 cent entries, 10 cent entries. Bitcoin started at 0.006.
6 thousandths of a penny.
So if you would invest it in 2009 and do the math for me, champ, how many Bitcoin would you have with $100 at 0.006?
$16,666
times $35,000.
$583.3 million.
$500 million.
There you go.
That's from 2009. 17 years old.
Wow. So
Warren Buffett continues to tell you that he made a mistake on Apple. He made a mistake on Google. You know what happened at that time? The pure ignorance, right? So back to the Black Enterprise guy. So the next follow-up situation was we were talking about the stock market. So he's like, yeah, I'm teaching my son. I'm giving him blue chip stocks. And I'm like, what's considered that? He's like, Ford and whatever that older generation invest in. Cable companies. And then he's like, my son told me, hey, Dad, nobody's watching cable anymore. He's like, well, what do you mean? So again, if you're older and you're just tapped out, you may not know what's fully happening in economies. He's like, listen, we're on demand. We're streaming. There's streaming services now, right? How many people are really watching live cable anymore?
Far and few.
And if you have it, you're probably recording it and then you go back to it and you're consuming it in the way that you need to consume it. Right? This is the same mistake that people are making now. And I want to just talk to my Black and brown community first and foremost. Right? And the reason for that is because when you look at the bottom half of just net worth and, what it's going to look like in 2050, our net worth is not really increasing anymore. It's getting harder and harder to make money. Right? So when you start to take manual labor out of the equation, how do people survive in a new economy? When you start to understand cryptocurrency, you start to position yourself in listen, $100 in XRP today is worth what? How many would you get today at 60 cents, champ?
Yeah, 60 cents. $166.66.
And times that by 1,000.
$166,666.
And how long would a guy making $20,000? How long would it take him to save $100,000?
If he makes,
and even my people with that make $200,000 a year, you think you guys are saving half your paycheck, or are you adjusting it to how much you make, and that's how your lifestyle is built forever? Exactly, forever. You would literally not. You would have to miss meals. So MasterCard, and this is a good one. You can go right to the website, guys, and I'll drop it in here. Champ, actually, I sent it to your Telegram. Just drop it in with them. I don't want to toggle back and forth. Okay, so you look at the MasterCard site, right? The logo's here. This is the official MasterCard site. It's under business. Okay, so don't go for you. Go for business. So scaling and securing the crypto ecosystem together, right? So MasterCard has about 3 billion cards circulating worldwide. 3 billion cards. Okay. And then over hundreds of millions of locations. So they're already poised for this. So what they do is they allow customers to easily use their crypto. It's about $1.5 trillion market right now. And we're talking about the entire world is going to be in this system. The entire world. We're talking about a piece of technology where the guys that created it created scarcity around it. So when the institutional money comes in, what do you think happens to the price of the tech companies that are revolutionizing the way that we do business? That's going to affect the bottom line of how they do business and make our lives a lot easier too. What's the value of that? Even when you think of all the companies in the world that are all telling you about their inefficiencies. So they have a crypto credit card program, right? Crypto card program right now. Okay. They have a multi-token network. And think about it. Now they say, look at this stat here. 48% of the global consumers have or would consider buying cryptocurrency. Okay. We were at 4% of the population has been invested in crypto. Currently, now it went up to 11% of the world population is in cryptocurrency. So if we're at the price points we're at right now, they need, it's like saying for a banking system, you really need 100% of people to be involved in finance at some point. This is why the big push for 5G technology. This is why they're implementing and rolling out connectivity all over the world right now. Mm-hmm. That's what makes the world smaller. That's what makes things move. Okay, so there's no more horse and buggy. There's no more train, guys. This is a little bit different what these guys are building right now. It's 7 days a week and it's 24/7 for you to be able to access information. So MasterCard is pivotal. Right. So they're supporting central bank digital currencies. That's another thing. If you don't know what that is, you need to watch Invisible System, the plan. OK,
I just dropped it.
So they have consulting services, you name it. Look, everything's already here, guys. The Gemini has a MasterCard branded card. Coinbase has the same. If you're on Coinbase, guys, you know you can get a card. It's stamped with MasterCard. OK, Nexo, MetaMask, every single one of these payment processors. Right? Because this is what these guys are. In essence, these guys are banks now. You following? They're banks. They're allowing you to convert this sort of situation. The problem with gold and silver and these type of commodities, yeah, they could increase over time, but that's really a hedge against inflation. There's nothing you could do. If you go to a store with a gold bar right now, how are they breaking that down to give you change back?
They can't.
They can't. Mm-hmm. So we know that this system right here is all about fractional ownership, fractional payments. It can be broken down so minute that everybody can get involved in this. You're going to finally connect the world and finance together, because if the Forbes list came out, the top 10 is not the top 10 if it's global. Okay? This is a game that these guys play to keep themselves, their egos inflated, and then keep you and me as the public say, oh man, look how much money these guys have. That's not the way to look at it. So when you look at the wealth of the global wealth, right? So when Champ is giving you certain markets and it goes into the quadrillions, you understand? We're just now talking about millions and millionaires. These guys have already, the industries are so big. You understand? So everything's about to be reclassified again. So in the chat, I want you guys to answer this. if there was a particular asset right now and you need to take your fiat out of it, what asset would you feel is the safest for you to invest in today? And let's be honest, not everybody's invested in crypto either. So, real estate, gold, silver, palladium, whatever, stocks. Anything good in there?
Few people said real estate. We got gold, XRP, Bitcoin, Internet of Things, more real estate.
More real estate?
More real estate and gold.
Okay. Anybody familiar with BitPay? So they're the biggest crypto processing company. So you could integrate this right now on your website for your company. The reason that we don't integrate crypto is because we don't have enough people that we're teaching crypto. So it's like you're going to onboard with crypto. It just doesn't make sense for us. So right now, BitPay has over 250 companies that are accepting cryptocurrency. Has anybody made a cryptocurrency transaction on any one of these on any site ever? And I want to hold you guys to this. Next time you go to the movies, go to AMC website and do a purchase using your cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody know that they could do that at AMC right now on the website?
So we got yeses and nos.
All right, so let's make it happen. Live on live.
Hello. Yep, Newegg does accept crypto for purchases. You are absolutely right, Flo.
Golly.
I need to stop my share for you to share yours.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can't see it?
Nah, hold on. Let me stop my share. All right, now we got you.
Oh man, I was doing the whole transaction. All right, guys, I'm just at the AMC website. I'm not making this stuff up, right? 5 nights at Freddy. 2 seats. 2 adults. All right, $30 to watch a movie. Got it. Let me just pause real quick. Because now we have to show you real case use, right? So what happens is I chose BitPay for my transaction. It then takes me to another portion of the site, and then I have to connect my wallet, right? So these are all the wallets they have, Ledger, you name it. And if you don't know what a wallet is, this is why we created the boot camp, okay? Because then you can't transact in the world if you don't know how the world is transacting. At that point, you're reactionary. You're going to pay more later. Trust me when I tell you that. And why not offset your early adoption into crypto with offsetting payments, right? Because if I'm up 2,000% on Bitcoin right now, and I go to buy a movie ticket, is that affecting my bottom line really?
Not at all.
Right? Mm-hmm. But most guys are doing what? They're using their paycheck from the week prior to go buy a movie ticket, and they're overextending themselves at that point now. So not only does crypto give you the opportunity to increase your money exponentially if you're invested in the right places, but do you guys understand why this is a hedge against inflation at the end of the day? So yes, I'm interested in buying crypto, using my crypto to purchase movie tickets because it just makes sense for me. Mm-hmm. So once you link your wallet to it, then what it's going to do is going to ask you which crypto you want to use. AMC uses 12 cryptocurrencies. 12. What are the odds of you having any of those 12 if you're already invested in cryptocurrency? They have all the big boys. Everything in the top 10 they have, put it that way. And every stable coin also, if you wanted to use a stable coin.
Nice.
All right. So real case use live. I have yet to see this happen on the internet before. Okay. Was that good?
Gems after gems.
All right. So let's just go back to BitPay again. So they mentioned over 250 companies, right? So ask yourself, do you think this thing, is crypto still a scam, guys?
Not at all.
You guys need to be looking at this cryptocurrency situation as a real world asset. You understand? Look at all these companies right now. So if I wanted to travel, I had guys that go overseas, they're buying rail tickets with crypto and Bitcoin. Coffee shops in Turkey, they're accepting XRP. I would never buy a cup of coffee with XRP. That's just me.
Yeah.
Or movie tickets. Not interested. That means you're giving up a valuable asset. I wouldn't even really do it with Bitcoin. I probably would. Yeah, I'll do it with Bitcoin. Travel. Airbnb. They had to get on the wave. Amtrak. Right?
Cruise deals.
Crypto cruise deals. Delta Airlines. Private jets. They're not banking on the fact that it's massively adopted now. You understand? They're just getting in position and waiting. Because as a person who's invested in crypto for so long, we're at a good space now, because before this, we had to do what, champ? We had to be in NFTs, we had to be in the metaverse. So this thing was just all about, right. So what you guys were seeing 2 years ago is you were seeing a bunch of ETH guys like Champ and I, a bunch of Bitcoin guys, because if he said, if these guys are worth $500 million, can't you take a chance on a new coin and affect the market? And then all this new money that's coming in, that's exit liquidity. Why? Because these guys have lack of knowledge, lack of time in the market. So I was never interested in guys changing it. How many social media influencers had monkey face avatars to show you how much money they paid for these monkey faces that were hundreds of thousands of dollars?
Damn near all of them.
And you don't see any of those images
Not
anymore.
a one of them.
So I'm not here to just laugh. I reached out to these brothers and I would tell them like, yo, sell now. They're like, you crazy. This thing is going to moon. I'm like, all right, cool. So BitPay's on here. MasterCard, I ran through. VeChain, I ran through, right? And Walmart. So Champ gave you Bank of New York Mellon. Champ gave you BlackRock. We gave you Walmart, and we gave you MasterCard. Right. So we showed you different angles and we showed you different case uses. Yo, listen, I can do a podcast on this all day, all night. All day and all night, and show you case use. But I say all this to say, when you're invested in the right projects, if everybody dropped priceless in here and we have a 1% product, right? How come more people aren't purchasing the 1% product, even though it's going to put them in what you call a better position? And if anybody on here is in the 1% group, drop in the chat how valuable you think that 1% information that Champ and I gave you guys. How valuable is it? If we have anybody on here that's part of the 1%.
We do.
Anything good?
Nah, we ain't get nothing yet. T just dropped. T said priceless. Opong, my guy, Steph, he said priceless. It's like
And did you pay anywhere near priceless, or do y'all owe us some money?
Price was a steal. Nicole just dropped.
They owe us money. And we're not even asking for anything back after this, right? It's a lifetime membership. What are we dropping inside of those chats anytime we get some sort of information?
Constant updates, constant implementations, new partnerships, new links, everything. It's all in there.
Oh, so they're still getting updates too?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
I didn't understand.
So I have a friend that has he's amassed over 1 million XRP tokens. He's crushing me. Right. I come nowhere near that. This guy's a whale. But if he doesn't know, if he's not following the partnerships in all things, right, he can see a price pump for $3, $4 and act immediately, sell half his bag, right? And I told him, I was like, listen, even at the number I have, I could probably amass more wealth in XRP than you can, right? Because I'm not interested in selling the asset. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lend the asset out, because you have companies like PricewaterhouseCoopers, which we give you in the 1% group. These guys already have custodial products and services. You understand? So when you have an asset that's worth, let's say, $500 million in Bitcoin right now, because there's guys that are billionaires in Bitcoin that aren't on the Forbes list, right? Because they choose to not submit their information. So once this product comes to Wall Street, what Wall Street does is they create another product, right? And that's the futures ETFs. Futures ETFs, which you guys don't realize, it's already been approved by the SEC. How long have we been trading futures in our group, Champ?
Since what, 20, what was this, 2020? This is 2021, 2022?
Since the start.
Yeah, since the beginning.
Because I was trading futures before I even knew Champ, I was trading futures.
Trading already, yeah.
So we brought it into the mix. What's going to happen, guys, is the futures market will not boom until the spot market takes off. So now they're going to create lending products around cryptocurrency in the real world, right? Not the Nexos, even though it's still around, not the Celsius, not these guys that went under. These are big dogs who are going to create products, lending products, the same way that you can lend against your stock portfolio. This is why the ETFs are important. Now you don't even have to convert your crypto into cash. You can convert it into debt. So when all these guys are online selling all this debt, it's like, all right, that's cool, that's cute, but what are you putting it into right now? If the big guys have taken their money out of the banking system 3 years ago, right? If the big guys have already removed the institutional money out of the banking system years ago, if the big guys are selling off their stocks right now, if the big guys are telling you that crypto's a flight to quality, is this not a hedge against inflation and all things that are about to happen? So we're talking about November 2nd at 1:23. I'm not even going to do an official I told you so, but this would be the I told you so. You understand? Bitcoin at 34,000, I told you so. When you see it at $1 million, I told you so. ETH at 1,800, I told you so. I was in ETH at $20. I told you so. When ETH gets to $10,000, and I'm talking about in the next year, okay, I told you so. XRP at 60 cents, when XRP gets to $500, I told you so. I'm not going to have the bandwidth later because I'm going to be making moves.
Absolutely.
I'm uninterested in teaching people about cryptocurrency. You handle that with your bank. They'll do a good job of it. You understand? Because at that point, the only thing you're going to be transacting on November 2nd, 124 is stablecoin. That's it. And it's pegged to $1. Number two, Microsoft is the number 2 company on the S&P 500 in market cap. They have blockchain service through a company called Azure Marketplace. Amazon is number 3. They offer the same thing through AWS. So when you hear AWS, that's blockchain, guys. You understand? Facebook is number 4. They have the backing of DM Association. It's a stable coin. Google's number 5. Google's running a public blockchain node through Google Cloud Division. This is all facts. This is already happening. Okay, number 6 is Tesla. Does anybody know how much Bitcoin Tesla owns as a company? That's what's holding them afloat. I'll tell you anyways, 1.5 billion in Bitcoin. It's actually more than that now. And they're going to implement crypto payment rails now. If you don't have Dogecoin, guys, I'm not endorsing it. I'm just telling you, just do some old research and start to look at the chatter and start to connect some dots, because X, formerly known as Twitter, is going to be what in the future, Champ?
What, a damn bank? Probably a damn bank.
No, not probably. It is. He told you. All financial services.
Yeah. They originally started.
You're gonna not just money, guys. You're gonna self-custody your assets. You understand? So this is all cryptocurrency. This is all blockchain technology. This is all NFT. So he's going to create a marketplace where and I'd rather a marketplace where I can have all my assets in one place and be able to transact with them.
Yeah.
Because right now, for me to go pay my mortgages on my properties, I have to go to another location. It's not centralized for me. Okay, so that's number 6, Tesla. AT&T, Cisco, Oracle, all of them offer blockchain services currently. Intel and IBM, if you don't know what a Hyperledger blockchain project is, you might want to look into it. They both already have that. Champ has talked about this extensively before.
Whoa. We talking that talk now. Hello.
Okay. Salesforce, they're number 26. They've already built their own blockchain on the Hyperledger. It's called Sawtooth. Research that and see how many companies are integrated with that one. And then what you do is you reverse engineer it, and then you see the coins and tokens that are associated with that situation. Then you look at the price point. You pour that fucking liquidity in there, and then you follow with world liquidity, and you tell me that we cannot amass wealth through cryptocurrency. No problem. This is the last time I'm talking about this extensively. For free.
He on one right now. He giving y'all so many gems, man. Y'all better wake up.
Financial institutions and payment processors. Number 12 is Visa. They're already partnered with payment cards. Number 14 is PayPal. Does anybody know that you could already buy crypto on PayPal?
Yep.
Okay. Number 17 is MasterCard. I went over what they did already. Number 10 is JP Morgan, JP Coin. Does anybody know what the JP Coin is?
Right.
Okay. BlackRock, they already have a crypto fund. Can we validate that? Yes. Ripple is working on an XRP EFT ETF. What's going to happen to Ripple? The price of XRP. I'm sorry. Ripple is working on an XRP ETF. What do you think is going to happen to the price of XRP when that happens?
Out of here.
How many copycats are you going to have that are going to have XRP related products in their ecosystem?
Thousands.
How many major investment institutions are working on XRP hedge funds right now?
Tens right now. We in the tens at the moment.
Okay, so understand this, guys. When these tokens aren't around, and their purpose, these coins and tokens' purpose is to make the system work, people, institutions, and banks are going to need it in order to transact. So when you start putting the world liquidity inside of projects, how much do you need to be able to move the world liquidity around? What does the price of these projects have to be, champ? In the future,
they have to be skyrocketed. They have to be big price, big numbers. They have to.
By 2030, guys, there's going to be 2 classes in this world, useful and useless. It's going to cost you money to just breathe. Understand, figure out what part of the fence you want to be on. $97 was supposed to end at 11:59 last night. I just kept it on because I had shit to do today.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? We lowered the boot camp price. The boot camp was $3,000. I had guys paying $10,000 for the boot camp, and I had high level institutional guys that said, "Steve, you should be charging $50K for this information," because they validated all of this. All my Fortune 500 guys that work within these companies that transact within that world have all been coming back to me, and they've been saying, "Steve, you have validated everything that we're hearing and seeing inside of these meetings happening right now. They're no longer closed door conversations anymore." This is the last time I'm putting on this performance, guys. Goldman Sachs already has a crypto fund. BNY, Champ already broke that down. They already have a crypto custody service. So when you hear ETF, that's called custody service.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, that's a second arm to it. So the ETF is one that's going to be for the spots, but custody service, you know what they're saying? They're telling you that they are going to be an exchange. Fidelity has a custody service. Webull already has a custody service. Why? Because you could already buy cryptocurrency on those platforms. If nobody's looking at what Solana is doing, it is running at over 30% in just a few days. Ask yourself, why is Solana running right now? Start researching that ecosystem. Start looking at the people that are associated with that. That's the next ETF that's coming. We made the call about Solana when it was $20-something. We rode that thing all the way up to 200. It's going to be valued at over $3,000 in a couple of years. Don't take this is not financial advice. I'm just telling you to do your own research. Look at the names that's behind it. I'll help you. Kevin O'Leary, Mike Novogratz. These guys are not in the business of allowing something to fail. The reason why you keep yourself connected to a community like Skype and Crypto University is because we don't shill projects. We do not take money, and we give people the real information at no cost. At no cost.
Who tell us for free?
Why am I doing it?
It's all about the people, man.
CME Group, they're 112th on the S&P 500. They already offer crypto futures trading. We've been telling y'all about this situation. We've been telling you guys, we have a training program. What we don't do is we don't hold hands. It's a self-guided situation. So we're working with a brother now who has that sort of way of teaching. I don't have the bandwidth for that. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I give out so much already. What else we got?
We had an hour. We had an hour and 40.
Listen, if you want to make money in the stock market, guys, here's what you do. There's 4 mining stocks right now that all are surrounded around Bitcoin, right? There's Marathon, there's Cannon, there's Hive, and there's Riot. I'm not giving you guys the tickers. Y'all go figure that thing out. You understand? Figure out what the ticker is. Look at the long positions inside of those things when Bitcoin, and look at the history. And the history that I want you guys to look at is go back to November of 21 when Bitcoin hit 69, just shy under $70,000. There was only about $1 trillion inside the market cap of Bitcoin. So you're telling me there's 11 companies right now coming out with a combined net worth of about $18 trillion. They have to hedge investments against cryptocurrency. Against the failing dollar, right? Against the currency war that's happening, which we told you about. If you go back to our first YouTube video that's on there from 2020 in October, November, I rocked maybe 5-7 hours. We went till 2 a.m. This is when I first met Champ. We went till 2 a.m. when we first started, right? We told you guys between 2022, between 2022, 25, 26, 27, there's going to be in 2025. So between 2022 and 2025, we stated that there's going to be a financial revolution in the world. You know how I figured out that information? Bitcoin is an asset, right? That was created. It has a birth date. When you follow the astrology behind Bitcoin, it tells you the exact story of what the fuck is going on. So if any of my guys on here trade stocks, you do know about the full moon situation, right? And things that happen in full moon. We have any nurses and doctors on this call? What happens at the hospitals when there's full moons? You understand? So billionaires study astrology. You guys study billionaires, but you don't study what they study. You just enamored by them. You understand? I study at their patterns. Like, what are they? How are they getting this information? So when you look at a guy like Ray Dalio, he's an historian. When you live in a scarcity mindset, you're only looking towards what I can get today. You're not looking at what you spent yesterday. You're not looking at what you didn't invest in yesterday. You're just looking at today. This is the hamster wheel that I'm put here to get everybody off. Anybody that I could affect in this world is that's my number one thing. Like, yo, listen, I need you to believe in yourself at the end of the day and understand what your value is. So when you guys are trading time for money, just understand that somebody owns you at that point. Right. And then we don't have time for anything else. So if everybody on here invested in Bitcoin and had $2 or $10 million right now, how different is your life? You know how many people I meet at these conferences, these crypto conferences, nurses, cashiers, like, coming from nowhere. They're like, listen, I'm only interested in this market because it retired me. I'm still not retired off of crypto. I didn't invest in Bitcoin like that back then. And even if I did, I wouldn't be retiring because I work for myself. I'd just be plussing up. But I decided to do a teaching platform. I was minding my damn business, trading my damn self, giving out free information to my friends and family, and Champ did the same thing out of frustration. This thing was created out of pure frustration. That's it. Yeah. Because if my close circle would have just adopted the stuff and we'd have just been rocking, I don't know if this university exists.
It wouldn't have. Yeah.
You made anybody a millionaire, Champ?
A couple.
Through what?
Man. Bitcoin, XRP.
No. I'm just saying, you don't have to name the specifics, but through
crypto.
what?
Yeah, through cryptocurrency. Yep.
But knowledge.
Absolutely.
Did they give you any money for that?
Nope.
You don't got to call out who it was.
Yeah, nah. I ain't get no bread. I ain't get no kickbacks. No back end for that. Pause.
And you're not looking for that. Okay, because it was free game and they executed and they did what they had to do. Are you happy for them?
Absolutely.
All day. Okay, so those are the 4 mining stock guys. Go back to November And again, if you took the boot camp, you know to go to CoinMarketCap, or you could even Google what was the highest price point of Bitcoin. It'll tell you the exact date. I don't know it. I don't care. I just know it was November 21, right? So when you look at the market cap on that particular day, when that project rose up and you look at the current market cap now, you're going to start to see a correlation in the market. Once these guys get in, what I'm doing is I'm going to create just a Bitcoin trading, a futures trading. I'm not even going to be dealing with nothing else. Only Bitcoin. Because what these guys are doing is when you and ask yourself, why is this coming and we still don't have regulations? See, Bitcoin is going to be regulated on the stock market side on Wall Street through that ETF product. There's regulations there. What you guys don't fail to realize is these guys are now going to be market makers. And what does it mean? They're causing liquidity. They're liquidating people in the markets right now, even before they get in position. Through fake news, right? So the other day when CoinDesk dropped that article that ETFs are going to be whatever, Champ had to validate because I'm like, yo, I heard whatever. I didn't go too deep with it. He was like, nah, it didn't happen. But that 1 minute candle generated so much money. And even to this day, there's hundreds of billions of dollars rolling into this market every single week on the anticipation of these ETFs being approved. And they're going to be approved together.
Crazy.
And I don't want to repeat who's on there, but if you go back to the last, that was a Dot Connect we did?
Yep.
It was free?
Yeah, it's free.
Oh, okay. So I be seeing dudes be having badges on YouTube. People dropping money. I'm like, but what did he just say? Whatever. Okay. We can't even monetize on YouTube. We cannot even monetize on YouTube. We can't place one ad on any social media network that's crypto related. We can't send out text messages. We can't send out emails.
They know. They block.
So we doing this stuff from the muscle. From the muscle. And if all of this is priceless, how come we don't have no reposts? No reposts. Nobody's reposting anything that we put up. I know the fellas that are doing it, and it's a handful of them. We get alerted when we get reposts. You come on here every week. The biggest thing that you could do for us guys is just help spread the word. That's it.
And make sure you tag the university. You have to tag it so we can repost it.
Right. We're just shadow banned. It's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. My personal page, if you go on there, I'm a basket of everything. I give you all my insight on things because all of it connects some way, somehow at the end of the day. You understand? So what I'm telling you guys is we're being distracted by wars. We're being distracted by fake economy numbers, making things seem whatever. Guys, they're going to make the economy look great. I had called a crash in October, but the only reason that didn't happen is because we're on election cycle right now. You understand? Obama created this. Trump added to it. And then they pulled the leg out under this guy who's already shaky. So what do you think the next president is going to inherit? You have to move. The entire economy has to be moved. Yo, let me show you something real quick. And you can't even make this up right now. And I knew they were going to do this.
Oh, he in his bag. He in his bag right now. He in rare form today.
Okay, we want to keep playing around with these guys, and y'all don't want to look at data that's right in front of our eyes, right? Because they used to say if you want to hide information from boom, 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 put it in a book, right? Now they put it on the internet. It's on your phone on the go. Now you don't even got to go to a bookstore anymore. And we still want to play dumb. Okay, let's keep playing dumb. Here we go. It's the United States debt clock. Look at this shit. Absolutely crazy. Still printing money, sending money all over the world. I don't even know people in those places to even validate why our tax dollars are going out to these countries, but I know why they're doing it. So when you start to look at this debt clock, and you guys just Champ, if you want to drop the
I'll drop the link for him.
Yeah, you drop the link for him. Guys, please make this your best friend and just pay attention to this thing here. And if you want to find out anything about this debt clock, just go right to TikTok. I'm not even joking. Type in debt clock and just see the stuff that comes on. There's some sharp brothers on here, and they will break this thing down like nobody's business. Okay? So when you start to look at listen, gas about to be $10 in a minute. Regular. Okay, so the dollar to gold ratio, and this is the 5 year. It's $12,591 per ounce. But listen, we just barely cracking $2,000 an ounce on the public side. Champ, what's the price of XRP on the private side? What keeps coming up?
$1,000. $1,000 on the private side already.
So the G7, these are the countries, the GDP, the gold ratio, 72,000 per ounce. We're at 2,000, just almost hitting $2,000 an ounce. Ask yourself what's happening. So what they're doing right now is they're backing the debt to the commodity, and then they're increasing the price of the commodity. And what does it do to the debt? It decreases it. You're going to see Bitcoin on this debt clock in a minute. And crypto's already on here.
Crypto already on it, yeah. Well,
give me a line. My eyes are all over the place right now.
Hold on. Right, stop. Go back down. It's in the little yellow box. Go down right there.
So dollar to crypto ratio, guys, we're at $17.73. This is amazing. For one, it was never on here, and I'm watching the price steadily increasing. So what this means is for every $1 that's out, you understand? There's 17 coming in. So there's a lot of liquidity coming into this market right now. When the ETFs come in, right, and they get approved, watch this number get so astronomical. You're going to start to see this is the rise of the new asset, right? So they're talking about this is the 12th sector of the S&P 500. If anybody knows about the other 11 sectors, we're talking about information and technology is number one. You know, real estate is damn near last on the list. So when you add this cryptocurrency market to it, you eliminate 99%, because that's what the 1% is, right? It eliminates 99% of the shit that's bullshit, right? I had guys, and I was joking the other day. There were guys like, yo, Steve, what should I do, you know, with this bull run and everything? I was like, listen, buy Safe Moon. I was joking. Safe Moon got bought into SEC. It crashed 50% in one day. This is what's about to happen, guys. Yeah, be careful with these meme coins. They're going to bring in every single meme coin, because this is where the table is being set. You following me? We have to be, and the one thing I'm doing now is I'm pulling profit on this run. I am pulling profit on this run because I am not going to get caught up in the crash. So what I'm going to do is when I pull profit, I'm going to keep some on the sideline, and I'm going to be able to just buy in at the same goddamn entries, guys. So for the 1% group, the thing that we're going to start doing now, our VIP group, you already got the future calls. We're going to do the fucking Skype Bitcoin futures, because we've been doing it. But fine, maybe they'll pay attention now. So we're going to show you how to trade Bitcoin, catch it up and down. It is so simple to trade that joint. So the point I was trying to make is when you have these institutional guys that come in and the rules are only behind the ETF and the stock side, but there's no rules in the crypto side, you now have market makers. And what do I mean by that? These guys are going to be able to affect the price of this and make money on the future side, because once you launch an ETF, you now launch a shorting market. Is that not what these guys live for in stocks and investing? Don't you make money on the way up and make money on the way where?
Down.
I showed a clip in the group, a Bitcoin call that I made a couple weeks ago. 37 days ago, 38 today is still running. It's almost at 3,000%. So $100 investment, or even a $500 investment, you know, at those prices, you'd be able to buy a whole Bitcoin off of trading futures. But y'all worried about 50 cents? Just put it in. You could trade futures with $1. Understand charting, no problem. We gave you the indicators and stuff like that. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to stop, this is not just my expertise in teaching the charting part. So if we're already doing the charting, we're already giving you the entry points, we're already looking at the liquidity that's coming in the market, we've done the job, and we give you the price points to pull profit. We give you the stop loss to be able to, protect whatever you have. We tell you don't trade with more than 3 to 5% of what you have inside of the fund. If you always follow those basic rules and principles, you can make more money trading Bitcoin than working at McDonald's for a whole week.
Big facts.
Per day. It trades 1 to 2% swings. And when you start adding leverage to it, if you don't know what none of this means, this is why it's important to get inside the university. So we're going on almost 2 hours during the day. I got things to do.
I got a lot of things to do.
I'm out.
Listen, we gonna wrap it here. Mic drop. Listen, for real, understand that when we do this and we give you guys these type of connections, the most important part to do is to, one, take heed to the gems so that we're not just talking at the wall, right? We talking at computer screens, trying to get into your homes. We're telling you guys this stuff on purpose. The boot camp is $97. The Discord, the beginners Discord, is free. The VIP, where you're getting calls and futures and all that stuff, is shorts. It's $50 a month. The 1% is $3K. And you're able to position yourself for projects that's going to make it potentially through the Black Swan.
No, it's on sale. It's $1,500 without the lifetime, and it's $2,000 with the lifetime. And I was slow to just taking it off last night. So it's still there. You know, and the only reason, because I got a couple guys on the hook who were just last minute. They're like, yo, and I just don't feel like having to take it down and create something new. So I'm gonna let that thing ride. And then when I wake up in the morning, I'm dismantling everything, and everything's going back to the way it is. And then what's going to happen is you guys are going to get more and more enticed, because you're going to start to see the entire market is green. And it's the only time that you guys start, and even my students, you're only interested when the market is running, and then you want to know why it's running. That's not sound investment at that point, because you're not going to know when to, you're not going to, if you don't have the information, you're not going to know when to sell. We're entering a point where you guys could pull profit. If Champ, based on the dates that we started this, you guys should all be up right now.
Everybody.
None of my students should have like that 90-cent XRP entry.
Mm-hmm.
You should have already been in there. And if you dollar cost average, then fine, because shit, I might have a couple $2-3 entries, but I was also in 2 cents. So it's the laws of average. And if you guys think that you're going to time this market, good luck.
You're not.
Dollar cost in. Do not wait, because what's going to happen is your ability to buy crypto, it's not going to be here. This is how they're going to tank the market. They're going to stop the retail investor from coming in. We're still due at least 2 Black Swan events. At least 2.
For sure.
You understand? But the entire economy is going to move to cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. It has to. I have yet to see another product or another asset class that's being built. And if they surprise me with something, then, at that point, I'm done. There's no other industry out there, guys. Artificial intelligence, augmented reality, do not let them rock you to sleep. Those are all the United States already. They've had AI for decades already. You understand? AI is basically being weaponized against us. All your taxes, all that stuff, getting rid of the IRS and all that. That's why they can say, let's get rid of all these agencies, because everything's already going to be on the blockchain. Everything's already going to be instantaneous, So this is what's going to happen, guys. Not this year, but next year taxes, they're going to say, get your money in seconds by opting into, central bank digital currency. Once they launch that, that's the end of humanity as we know it.
Yeah.
And I could tell you that movie that we were part of during the pandemic is really, and they'll tell you they said it's like child's play in comparison to what's about to happen. So anytime they cause people enough pain, your natural propensity is to throw your arms up and take whatever solution that people are going to give you. Start asking yourself, who's causing the problems? There's nobody really reporting the information correctly out here, especially when it comes to cryptocurrency. Everybody's stuck on the nuances. There's no other organization, influencer, teacher that is going to put you in a better position. You know why? Because I've researched them all. Champ is big over on Twitter. He knows all of them. And to give it in this way, to have projects come to you and say, hey, Steve, I'll give you 10 million tokens to push this to your... Like, no, I'm not interested. And anytime we told you, yo, this is going to be a rug pull, he's like, yo, pull profit, get up out of here. We've done those projects before. And you know how those ended up. I'm done.
2
I
hours.
appreciate y'all though, man. I definitely appreciate y'all tapping in. Because like I said, if it wasn't for friends and family who we just couldn't grasp the ears of them, I don't know if this day ever comes.
Mm-hmm.
The Champ and I were on two different sides of the world.
Yeah.
So this was destined to happen. I've had visions of cryptocurrency. I'm always absolute in things, and I don't even control none of these projects. I'm an investor. I have a high level of expertise.
Mm-hmm.
Champ is beyond, the way he collects data and connects points is on a whole different level. I could just simplify it for the common person. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. The whole point of the university is to create what I would say would be a hedge fund in the future. And I'm talking about the near future, right? So when everybody has skill sets and everybody has ideas, we don't have to go to counterparts. We don't have to go to Texas oil money to invest in Detroit. Like, this is where all my private money's coming from. It's coming from wealthy white individuals sitting in God knows where, and they just need their money to just move.
Mm-hmm.
This is a family bank that we're setting up right here. We want to introduce you guys to innovation, not junk bonds. Toro, junk, dead. Airbnb, dead. Stop with the dumbass industries, guys. This shit's dead. Take a look further out. Position yourself. There's new industries that are going to be built. All we have to do is put ourselves in position. But the first thing is, listen, you can't affect no change if you don't have no wealth.
No wealth, yeah.
So I'm telling you, you guys keep playing around with this fiat money, it's going to burn us. It's going to burn us. Start asking questions. Look at your company. Start seeing, ask some fucking questions. That's what we don't have enough of. Ever since that pandemic, when they silenced us, got us in our house, and listen, don't speak to anybody. There's no connection points. Even this right here is crazy to me. All cameras off. People come up to me when I'm out. They're like, yo, Steve, what up? And I'm like,
I have no clue.
no real names, no nothing. What's your name online? I'm like, oh, Moneybag. Yeah, okay, yeah. What's up? Well, I'm Steve Bayonne, and I teach cryptocurrency at Sky Crypto University. That's who I am. Who are you, Champ?
Now, I'm Chad Bobbitt, and I teach crypto. Sky Crypto University.
Okay. That's our formal introduction for anybody that's new to seeing this in the YouTube world. And we're not paid shills, guys. You got to be careful with these guys. You're honestly, you're supposed to put paid in your subscription, in your at the top of your thing. A lot of those guys aren't doing that.
They ain't doing it. Nah.
So you got to be careful with that. All right, let's get back to work. Appreciate you guys. Any questions? You could stop the recording. We'll take some questions though.
All right. Listen, guys, that's it. End of the recording. Connect Wednesdays on a Thursday special edition. Lunchtime flow. We out of here.